Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. Did you by chance recently hear anything about the study about effectiveness of parachutes versus backpacks?
No.
So
What do you mean?
apparently there was a study that was done that was testing the effective difference between a parachute and a backpack when jumping
Like,
out of a helicopter.
okay, you're supposed to land on the back?
So apparently this study was done, and I read, like, I didn't read that study. I just read some people because it's come up recently in the news, and that's why I was curious if you'd heard about it. So apparently, the study was, they said they gave people at random in this experiment either a backpack or a parachute. They didn't know what it was and told them to jump out of a helicopter. Zero injuries occurred. So they determined that the backpacks were just as effective as parachutes when jumping out of helicopters.
The helicopter was on the ground.
It was on the ground. And apparently the study was done legitimately, but in order to, it was like satire, but it was like a legit study was done with this. And I think, from what I understand, the point of it was to show that, there's more to just the end result of a study. Like, you have to be careful with the evidence and how things are presented and, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. It's kind of like that Morgan Spurlock Super Size Me 2, where he made the chicken restaurant.
God
but he
rest
made
Morgan
it look.
Spurlock.
Yeah, too bad he's an asshole.
Yeah,
Did he
that's what I
die?
heard. Yeah, he died recently.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, when he made that chicken restaurant where like everything was done and it made it look like we have the best chicken, but really it was just like, this is how cruel you can be to these animals and still get all these check marks to
Yeah.
say your chicken's great.
I thought that was actually a really good movie, that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
I liked it because, but I heard he takes a lot of artistic liberties with things that he does, so there's question on if it was all as real as he portrays, But either way, the whole point of the study thing was, this came up because I guess some of the big AI language models have
Oh, the helicopter study. Yeah,
come
okay.
across this study, and it's being trained that this is a legitimate study because that's how it was a legitimate study, and apparently
Right.
like one of those false information type things that they are known for giving out is now about like parachutes being ineffective, and backpacks are just as suitable of a replacement for parachutes when jumping out of helicopters.
It's pretty cool.
Well, it's cool, except it's kind of scary as to the use of AI. And
Yeah. I mean, wait till AI starts training AI, right?
well, I
Like-
think Drew Gooden. I know you've already talked about before that you don't watch Drew Gooden or know who he is. Very popular YouTuber, previous Viner. But he just released a video like last week that goes through AI and how scary AI can be. And he's literally giving examples of where AI language models end up training other AI language models, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, because it's all these bots and it's just this circle of misinformation that they're
Right.
learning off of.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Also, like, what the fuck just happened?
Do you think our Supreme Court's AI? And they've just learned the
No,
wrong.
they're not smart enough. Oh, what I was gonna say is, so when you kind of think about it, like these art AI models, right? They trained off of actual artists for the most part. But now
By trained off of, you mean stealing their works? Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, isn't that what art is, though? Where we learn from the past artists and then we adapt what we learn into new art.
True.
So, like,
well, I buy that.
But regardless of that, I mean, I'm not taking a huge stance here on any of this, where some people get really up in arms about how our artists are being damaged by this. I mean, I'm sure they are. And I think that industry is going to suffer greatly from AI, and I don't think there's anything anyone can do about it. But what I was going to say is, I feel like the more this becomes circular, the more it also boils down to a single common denominator. Like, you know what I mean? Like this everything kind of runs together to one similarity as you learn from the same thing. You know, does that make
You think
sense?
there's basically, it takes away any potential difference in opinion because it's the same message
Right. Like
being.
art has evolved over the years, right? I mean, anyone that's taken art history classes knows all about that. I don't feel like AI is going to evolve its art.
True. So you think in the world of AI, like for example, Picasso could never have gotten famous because nothing would have ever been created to be like that because that was so far different than the normal art.
That, or I guess maybe the future. What I guess maybe one thing I'm trying to say is the future for artists has to be innovation in art, not just making a pretty painting, because the computers can do that now.
Okay, that's an interesting take and slightly different than what I would thought you were getting at. Um, I mean, it's weird coming from as a tech person in a tech industry. I always feel like the future of everything is innovation. I've never really thought about innovation in art, but I guess that does make sense
I mean, you have to do the thing the computer can't do, right?
until the computer can do it,
Yeah.
and then you have to
I
do
mean, and
that
that's
thing.
yeah. I mean, God, I kind of wish we were at a point where the AI could run for president. I'd vote.
I mean, it might be a little more. Um, what's the word? I don't want to say kind. A little more non-discriminatory, or it
Yeah.
could be just purely discriminatory. Like that's the other
I mean,
problem is
it could never win, right? It would immediately be like Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Everyone's
once it had
wicked.
immunity.
Well, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I guess that's true. We fucked up. We can no longer let the computers be the president because we gave it carte blanche to kill us all.
Well, so we've always learned in sci-fi movies and stuff, but I think the concept is based on true things. Like the is it Asimov's laws? Whatever the three laws of AI that they're supposed to be, how it can never like harm a human. They're all supposed to be like pre-programmed with this.
Was that not Turing?
Was it Turing? Maybe.
Maybe. It's not. It's not important. Somebody out there knows.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about though, that
I do.
concept.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, even though it's a language model, clearly it wasn't programmed that way because the things that it said have hurt people
Yeah.
with false information. Maybe it's a concept of, oh, I didn't know it was hurting somebody, so therefore
Right.
it's
Right.
it's not there. But I mean, was that even like conceptually brought up as something that needs to be done before these things were released out into the wild?
What, the AI?
Yeah, about these AIs and making them programmed to not be basically wanting to take over the world. Like, who says
Yeah.
that this language model can't take over the world by it runs on a computer in a server somewhere? It could, in theory, just get smart. It learns enough. It finds like missile codes and knows how to launch them. Right?
I mean, yeah. That might not be the worst thing for us.
I mean,
I mean, I'm assuming what happens because of the way that all of this works currently, like ChatGPT and stuff, it doesn't have access to current internet. Only has access to old internet. And so I don't think it can affect things
we've
outside.
changed the nuclear code since then, so we should be okay.
Basically, I mean, yeah, and like it doesn't have access to the outside either. You know what I'm saying?
But it needs to. How do I get to it then?
So you work in security.
Yes.
You know how this works.
But you give exactly. If you give the public any form of access to it, you no longer really have as much control because
I
it's
feel like
out
it's
there.
only pushing the answers out to the public, though. Like, I feel like it doesn't have, because I mean, you can't search the internet, right? We know that. Um, like, I feel like its access to manipulate the outside world is very limited. Now, will that always be like that? Probably not. But I think right now, that's the biggest thing that's keeping everything fine. Is I mean, in Terminator, wasn't like D-Day when they gave it access to the internet?
Yeah, when they turned it on and it was connected, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the wrong layer. Oh no, it wasn't. I'm trying to make this lava fall safer that you were just wandering around by. Leaving it there to get light, but not just be a puddle on the floor anymore.
Yeah, it is pretty dangerous over there.
Yeah, I'm safening it up a little bit.
Keep gathering redstone. I don't know why I'm doing it.
Because we use it for so much.
Yeah, like No use. Other than your one piston.
Two pistons now.
If anyone comments about this high-pitched buzz, you're banned. I can hear it too, guys.
I'll be the first comment on your video. What's the deal with the buzz?
Yeah.
I think I know where a good place is to put lava in here just to make this a little brighter. We're running out of good spots.
Yeah. I feel like we're running out of cave.
I agree. I'm sure a big part of it's that we just don't know how to get to some of the spots that aren't there yet. Maybe they're through walls or something, because I keep ending up circling around toward darkness, and I loop right back to, like, somewhere we've already been.
Yeah.
So now I'm just trying to, you know, make things safer in here. There we go.
Like, I saw our front door just a second ago.
So you're pretty close to the house, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're real close to the house right here.
Yeah, I am interested to see, because of course in the medical industry, I mean, AI is the hot buzz. I mean, it's the hot buzzword everywhere, but
yeah,
they're gonna start. You know, they want to start ethically using it, and everybody talks about ethical use of AI, but nobody. That's not what their focus really is. Their focus is just like using it because it's helpful.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really interesting in the next 10 years or so how AI can transform medicine. And I think ultimately it's going to be a good thing, but I think there's going to be plenty of bad events along the way to get to that good.
I feel like a lot of the things that go wrong in hospitals and all of these things are human error. So I think for the most part, this is only going to be good for medicine.
Well, until the AI is telling you to do treatments that would not be appropriate, which I'm not, you know, computers are clearly smarter than humans are, but they also have clearly shown they don't necessarily say all the right things all the time.
Right. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I definitely just found some crazy darkness back here.
People have been complaining because I don't use Optifine like you.
But my Optifine is off because it doesn't do anything.
Oh.
All it did was make my
videos are brighter than mine?
Oh, I guess the Optifine I did have a brightness setting that I was able to turn on. Now that I have Optifine off, because I thought that was going to fix that screen tearing issue that I still deal with. Maybe I should put it back on just for
so you have the better video
for that. I no, because I got that weird screen tearing that happens all the time.
Oh.
The whole screen.
Well, I have a screech, so there's that.
You have a little Dustin Diamond? That's crazy.
I don't know. Wait, does that say
Say by the Bell
Say by
screech?
the Bell reference?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wow. We just lost all 4 of our viewers, Jeff.
No, nobody dislikes Dustin Diamond. God rest his soul.
Is he dead?
Yes.
What did he die of?
He got, like, I think, pancreatic cancer or something like that.
Oh.
It was like right when shortly after he tried to come back to relevance and like release his own sex tape, and then
he released a sex tape.
Yes.
All right.
And then he like announced that he had pancreatic cancer. I think it was like a month or 2 later that he died. Like it took him quick. But yeah, he like released his own sex tape.
Have you seen Jimmy Carter lately?
No. I also haven't particularly been like good enough friends with him that we hang out regularly.
I don't know that he's got it all there anymore, Jeff. I don't know how much hanging out y'all could do.
What? Jimmy Carter maybe going senile? But he was so young and spryly.
His wife just died. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
Yeah. Yep. He's 99 now, and he looks like the Crypt Keeper. Like, actually looks like the Crypt Keeper. It's scary. He's on hospice, so maybe he'll get some.
He's not going to be much longer either, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think so. He looks really rough.
Okay, this
But
really
people were memeing after the debate that he's eligible. He
uh
served one term.
oh yeah, I guess I did read something that people were saying that in polling, like Michelle Obama would beat Trump by 11 points or something based on current polls. I was
I
like,
will never believe America is going to, at the current stage it's in,
let
elect
a
a
woman be
woman
president.
or a black person again. So, yeah, I don't believe those polls.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in most of those polls either, but she would not be a bad candidate in my opinion.
No,
She would
no,
be,
I agree.
yeah, very, very good. And also with the backing of like Obama or Barack again, like with what he dealt with for the 8 years. Granted, where she was the first lady and actually doing good things in that position, that would be a great combination of people to have. Hell, even have him be. I guess he can't be the. Have we ever figured that out? He can't be the vice president, right?
No, because you can't be
You have to be
in
eligible for the
line.
office.
Right. So he can't be Speaker of the House either, I don't believe.
Yet Trump could be as a private citizen.
That is true, because he only served one term.
Yeah, what weird.
I mean, honestly, can't he just be president forever as an official act? What's to stop that?
Uh, I mean, apparently sending fake electors is going to be deemed an official act, right?
That's what his lawyer said. I've read a bunch of different opinions on that, and I don't really know what the truth is. Everyone's got opinions, and half people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So I don't know what the deal is with that. A lot of people are saying that's not going to work, but
Oops. Ooh,
a
God.
lot of
Oh,
people are
that's
also saying
bad,
there's no
bad,
way
bad.
this is going to go to trial anymore either. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the whole not going to trial thing is scary.
I mean, honestly, if he would just drop dead, that would be the best thing that could happen. Like, because what's more scary than him not going to trial is him going to the White House.
Yes. Well, another thing that I don't understand too is after the debate, and a lot of people were calling for Biden to drop out and have a different person be running from the Democratic side because of how poorly he did, and it showed his age, and people are going to have lost all this faith in him. What happens at this point even if one of them dies or just decides not to run? You can't win the nominee because nobody else would have won enough.
The at least the DNC's convention. I don't know enough about the RNC to answer this question from the Republican point of view. But technically, the DNC doesn't have to listen to anything. They're super delegates, or their delegates decide who the nominee is. They just always follow the will of the people.
And when does
They don't have to do
when's
that.
the nomination go through officially?
It's sometime soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to
July.
be real soon. So if they dropped sometime before the nomination, it's fine. Because what my biggest fear would be, okay, maybe there is a benefit to getting Biden off the ticket and having somebody else in there. I think it's a little late for that. But if you end up somehow deciding that Biden needs to come off the ticket, or even Trump coming off the ticket for the Republican side, like it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna win required to have a write-in.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen about the ballots in each state, and I think it would be different per state probably, which would be a fucking nightmare. Because there is a time. I mean, they were just talking about how Biden wasn't going to be on the ballot in Ohio because the DNC certifies his election after
Like
their
a
cutoff.
week after the cutoff, which was stupid
Yeah.
on the DNC's part. I understand that it's been given grace in the past. Just plan your fucking nomination times for within the window. Like,
Yeah.
how is that hard?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, honestly, I think what should have probably been done is they should have decided Biden was a one-term president when he went into office. They should have said it out loud, but everyone that mattered should have known that,
Mm-hmm.
And then someone else should be running right now, and it shouldn't be Kamala either, because she's not liked very well.
Yeah, she's not. I think
That's my biggest worry is if, let's say Biden does step down right now, he's got to endorse someone, right? Because they're going to go to a convention where they need to have someone that's been endorsed, and the current president endorsing someone would be a good endorsement, you know. Um, I feel like everyone's gonna expect it to be her, but that's not the right choice. You know,
We're thinking Newsom.
I don't actually know what the right choice is. I just know that she's not liked. You know, I don't know enough about Newsom. Everyone always says Newsom.
Yeah, I've
But
heard his name a lot since the debate, and I didn't know he was still that like relevant and
I mean,
to
he
people.
debated what's stupid Florida man's name? Ron DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Yeah, he debated DeSantis during the Republican primaries for some reason. I don't know what that was all about. Um, didn't do DeSantis any favors. I know that. But I don't know why DeSantis even agreed to it. Like, what are you doing? This can't help you in any way. It can only hurt you. And you're giving like Newsom a platform. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they. I don't know why Ron DeSantis agreed to that. But
Yeah,
um,
I also wish we had gone a different way early on. I think people get in their heads though that this is the current administration. It's doing well. Even it really is doing well, even though there's a lot of like spin put on it to make it look like
yeah,
it's not doing well. And they say since we're doing well, clearly we're going to be the best suited to like continue this forward and win. But that's not true.
yeah. I mean, people put a lot of weight on this incumbent bump that I don't necessarily believe is a thing anymore. Like, I believe it's a thing, but I don't know that it's going to matter in this election.
I don't know if anything's going to matter in this election.
I mean, everyone's vote matters. So if you're out there voting,
That's
for
true.
the orange man.
Yes.
But if it is for the orange man, I don't know why you're watching my videos. Just stop.
Yeah, everyone can have their own political views. Some of them are just wrong.
And with that, we're out of time.
All
So,
right.
we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.